You know, I'm thinking it is so strange that insurance companies will not allow you to claim um, to claim a premium when certain certain damages are caused by hurricanes. They'll say it's an act of God, and they don't cover act of gods. But it is legal for Jamaica Public Service Company to pass on the cost of the damages that they will repair onto their customers. So is it that they they don't insure their equipment because it's an act of God that's damaging it, and the law allows them to pass on that cost to their customers? That is crazy. I'm like, that would mean that um, us as customers are put in a very serious predicament, and it would be wise if every single Jamaican make a plan, even if you can't execute, even if you can't see the money, make a plan to get off JPS in the next 5 years. Make a plan to subsidize your bill by getting off JPS. Perhaps you need to go down to some of those places. I won't call a name, but there's one particular one downtown where you can just buy power banks. Maybe we need to buy up some power banks, you know, and use those power banks as much as we can. Power stations, sorry. Power banks are smaller units that are used to charge phones, but power stations, right? Bigger, they use lithium batteries. Sometimes same lithium batteries, lithium ion batteries, but more, and they're solar chargeable. Maybe we need to start using these things and get off JPS. It seems like a wise thing for us to just avoid this company, because anything can happen. And here's the thing: every company that operates a business, at some point, as you grow to a certain stage, you start insuring your equipment, you start insuring your staff, you start putting things in place to protect yourself, to protect your business. But it seems to me that they are not doing all that they need to do, because the law allows them to recoup any losses not through the claiming of a premium but through increased costs. Can you imagine um, any industry doing this? Any other industry? Can you imagine? In fact, that would mean, or maybe this is actually going on, the hurricane damages some roads, and the government increases road license to earn enough money to fix the roads. But that's why you budget. That's why you use insurance, right? This is absolutely crazy. But you know, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Is like the voice of God, and if we don't speak out, if everybody else keeps quiet, then you know we're just going to become victims of JPS, and no one will become the wiser. So, you know, it would be nice to see Jamaicans, well, customers, not Jamaicans, customers of JPS, because there are a number of people, mostly businesses, that are not JPS customers, because they have realized the scoundrels they are, and the tactics that they have been using, and have decided to come off their grid. And every JPS customer should consider leaving. We should put a plan in place to leave. You know, we the reason I say power stations is there are many. Let me not say many. I know of at least four companies based on Instagram pages that are providers and installers of solar systems, and it can be quite expensive because you're going to need the panels. You're going to need sufficient panels to power your entire home. You're going to need inverters. You're going to need batteries. It's quite a bit of equipment, and then they have to make some money, so you're going to have to pay for installation. But a power station, anybody can just buy a power station, buy some solar panels to charge it, and get some of your equipment off the grid. You could even get a power station, and a good sized power station, which I've seen a couple of them here, but you could get a decent or even a medium range power station and run your TV and your modem and some other stuff, and probably just leave the the fridge on JPS if you're doubtful that your power station can handle that amount of load, and iron. Alright, so just run those two. But there are some medium range ones that run your washing machine and all that stuff, and if you're smart in how you do it, you can really get some savings using a power station. I myself should have bought one about 2.5 years ago when nobody knew about power stations, but I prioritize other things, and now I'm thinking I should have just the Jamaican people say bang your belly. Yeah, I should have just banged my belly and bought it, and I could have been using it now. Mind you, some of the cell sites are down because their generators may be out of gas, but you can probably, if you want if you want just entertainment, you can watch your TV or charge your phone, or so on. And